3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglosh for the WDMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. I just love Tom Fishburne's cartoons, and he had another doozy yesterday. So we're going to go over there and look his over. Don't mind us. We're just trying to get a 360-degree customer view so that we can give you a better customer experience. Yeah. And if it would have been me, Tom, when you watch this, comment, okay? But I would have put an Apple Watch on there because they're tracking you on that. And I would have given him a cell phone probably somewhere. And maybe there's these neural interaction watchers that can see, as your eyes move, you get those eye things, what products you're looking at, and then how excited you get. That's the kind of thing that we're going to get to, like Minority Report when we walk in the eye scanners. So, Tom writes over here in his article. He always has an article that goes with his cartoon. So marketunist.com is where you find Tom. I highly encourage you to subscribe. He's my muse. I get ideas from him. But he says, the customer 360 review reminds me of the saying about big data that made the rounds a few days ago. Big data is like teenage sex. Everyone talks about it. Nobody really knows how to do it. Everyone thinks everyone else is doing it, so everyone claims they are doing it. Right. And here's a few of his cartoons. Another irrelevant offer. It's like they have no idea where I am in their customer journey. That's Where's Waldo. If you didn't have kids in the last 20 years, you might not know that. Here's the greeter. You are here. Consideration. Actually, I'm just looking for the bathroom. And this guy says, looks like we need a new dishwasher. Overwhelmed by choice. Waiting on hold. Just give up. Searching leads to clickbait. Sites not optimized for mobile. Yeah, unclear tech specs. It took me like 5 years to order a refrigerator. I have a spot that my house was kind of designed around. I designed it, and I could not find, for years, what the real dimensions were of refrigerators. I finally bought one. There was only one in the world that was bisque and that would fit. And we had to take the counter off and slide it back in later and stuff. And we had to take the doors off the refrigerator to get it in the house. But it fit, but it took years before they would even tell you what the dimensions were on refrigerators. Isn't that kind of like the first thing you need to know? Anyway, so today I want to just talk about customer journey in the sense of another irrelevant piece of information that we have to have. Yesterday I made the slip of saying the magic of turning money into data. That is not magic. That is what everyone does. Everyone in marketing today is turning money into data. That's not the goal. That's not what we're after. We're after turning data into money. We want to make money with data. So we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on. Does your company suffer from stagnant growth and profit erosion? You can usually get one or the other, but not both. But you can have both coming at you, but you can't fix both at the same time. Very difficult. That's what we've specialized in for the last 20 years. Very successful. Happy to talk about it someday. Okay. Some people see beyond the data. Technology can't and does not replace these people. Why? Because technology has only data to work with. They don't have self-awareness. They don't really select the pool of data. Whereas a wizard can see beyond the data. And data is historical, and you need to see beyond the data into the future. Any technology can find the lumps in the soup, but you got to have a wizard. Okay, now let's talk about Rumplestilskin. The miller claims the daughter can spin straw into gold. The king supplies the straw. He gives her a marriage or death threat, which I think might be, make money or die would be good for a lot of marketers as an incentive. Maybe in the day of full employment, that would be, like an incentive. Rumpelstiltskin produces the gold. The queen guesses Rumpelstiltskin's name and doesn't pay his consulting fee. Okay, the miller lies about the money-making capabilities. The queen cheats the consultant. That's our world today. But I wrote this back like in the 80s or 90s or somewhere. What was funny was then we were talking about data-based marketing. We're talking about direct marketing, how data could get you predictive modeling. It was, way back when we started, really early 90s. And the two lies that we used to pitch were, we know who you are, and therefore we can predict what you'll buy. Yeah, in the 80s we started trying to predict it. Back in 1982, I first tried it with Amoco oil. Anyway, and these lies continue today in various shapes and forms. I just saw a new term that I liked, marketing scientist. So you can call me that. I'm not a data scientist. I'm a marketing scientist. Yeah, I'm a junk mail direct marketer. Anyway, so we know who you are because there's this huge mega database. And don't forget Tom Fishburne's cartoon. We have measured everything. We're measuring everything. So we know who you are, right? There's a huge database, and there isn't really, especially in B2B. Oops, I got to click on that. Okay. Think of when you go to Walmart. Okay, I'd love to stand outside of Walmart with a clipboard and ask people to show me their shopping list or to tell me what they think they're going to get, and then check them on the way out. Myself, I go there to impulse buy. They say something like 80% of the items you buy are impulse items. So my point is, if 1 in 100 can run in, and it might not be their fault, they might be out of stock, right? Might have changed items. They might have gone from the swirly bulbs to the LEDs or something. So you can't get the swirly bulbs that you always loved, that you have to call hazmat when they break. No, anyway, if you can't predict let's just get this in your head. If you, knowing all you know about you, can't predict you 5 minutes ahead on the way into shopping, how is the 360-degree view going to predict you? No. About the best we can do is rule people out. If you're selling Bugattis or Ferraris, you just don't market to people who don't make $1 million. Because, there's only so many people who are going to get a car loan on a Ferrari. You want the guys who pay cash, right? However they make their money. You can rule a lot of people out. You may not be able to decide out of those people that make $1 million a year. You may not decide who's going to get a Ferrari, but you can probably rule out that if people don't make 50 grand, they're not going to buy a Ferrari. That's about the best we go at, and that's kind of how we approach things. It sounds similar, but it's very, very different. Okay, we got subliminal advertising here going. Okay, so one way to do that is you give people a look. Give them something to observe. Technology can take a lot of data and boil it down into something observable. So this is actually a customer file, and the little red dots, if you can see those, I got the cursor working today. If you can see the little red dots, then you can see where the customers are located. And in this case, the dark is high income, and you can see that most of the red dots are in the high income areas, and there aren't many red dots in the low income areas, and there are also very few people. Okay, but when we map it out across the country, we've divided the households equally into thirds by income: high, medium, low. Okay, and look at this. Half our customers come from where only 33% of the households are. So whatever we're doing, it doesn't mean that's the only place we could look for customers, but whatever we've been doing generated a lot more customers in high income, which may mean that our product isn't something that low income people like, or it's something that, like caviar, a lot of people don't like it. I don't like it. I must be low income. Anyway, or, they can't afford it. Okay, so that's what you do. That's what technology is good for, showing you what's going on. Okay, subliminal advertising. So what you want to do is you want to be able to generate observable relationships, and that's the key. Okay, and we did this last week, so I'm finishing up early. In conclusion, you got to get data, you got to boil it down into variables. That's what the magic is. That's where the creativity happens. Wizards translate activity into observation into creativity. They make the process and they make offers. Okay? The gold, the money is in the offer. And that's the way it's got to work. And that's how we take data and turn it into money in a little picture. And the book is available on Amazon in paperback and in Kindle. I'm John Miglosh. Have a great day. Click like and share. You got to share this with your friends if it's any good. I know you don't want to share the secrets, but it's a good thing and you should share it. I'll see you tomorrow.